Just a heads up and a couple of my personal thoughts on how the US attack on Iran's nuclear plants went down. This is a little bit tortuous maybe, but I think it's worth listening to. First of all, if we assume it's true that Iran was just weeks away from having nuclear striking capabilities, then I think we can all agree that this would pose a global threat and not just a threat to the United States or to Israel. And if we assume it's true that the United States had credible, tangible evidence and intelligence about this, then geopolitical strategy would dictate that the United States government would share that information with allies like the EU and the UK and Canada. And it would make sense that the United States would want to share that information with its international allies because it would allow the creation of some sort of an international coalition, giving the resulting strikes more credibility, more authority. It would look like a global response. And a global response would limit the ability by Iran and its allies to claim aggression, and it would sort of preempt the ability to justify a retaliatory strike. After all, it wouldn't have been impossible to do so because in 2003, the United States convinced dozens of countries to form a coalition to bomb Iraq on the claim that there was intelligence of WMDs, which, by the way, turned up no WMDs. But this time, it's different. It's different because the United States claimed that they have intelligence that Iran is just weeks away from finalizing a nuclear weapon. Incidentally, a claim that Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu has been making for the last 13 years. So this time the United States are making that claim, but oddly enough, they haven't shared any raw intelligence with any international partner. And in fact, the United States didn't even properly notify congressional partners. The Senate Intelligence Committee and their House counterparts learned about the strike from this social media post by the president. And the Secretary of Defense admitted that congressional leadership learned about the strikes only after U.S. aircraft had left Iranian airspace. And Chuck Schumer was notified immediately before the strike, but with no time to say anything or even to intervene. Now, I'm not saying that I have evidence to prove that the White House claims of intelligence are inaccurate or even untrue. But I can tell you that I've been around long enough to know that geopolitical balances and diplomatic protocol and constitutional procedures would dictate that had the White House had hard, raw, tangible intelligence, then things should have gone a little differently.